guys, this is Tao and welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a get ready with me. As you can tell clearly, it is about 6 in the morning and I'm already on my second cup of coffee. The amount of coffee I drink cannot be good for me, but you know, it's the only way I can deal with the day so early. But anyway, so I already moisturized my face and primed with the Mercier Hydrating Primer. So we'll just slap something on and hopefully we'll make it presentable. Okay? Take a deep breath. So today I am going to start out my face with the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream and the Hera UV Mist Cushion. My shade is in 21, and for the It Cosmetics my shade is in Light. I don't know if I've told you guys, but I really dislike cushion makeup because I feel like, almost forgot, I need to correct my under eye circle first. And I'm using the It Cosmetics by Under Eye Corrector in medium. I'll put the stuff I use down below because usually Get Ready With Me is more like chit chat, so I'm not gonna go into like all the products really into detail, only if I have something to say about them, you know. I just want to chat with you guys. But yeah, with the cushion foundations, usually I feel like you get less product, but you get more packaging. So it's kind of, for me, I think it's kind of wasteful to spend all that packaging and you don't even get that much. I mean, depending on what you get, of course, right? So like, let's say usually with the Asian brand cushion makeup, you get 2 packs of the foundation. Like you get a pack that's already in the packaging and you get a refill. But with things like L'Oreal or, you know, like the drugstore US brand, I feel like a lot of times you only get like the 1 pack in the packaging, and you get what, like half an ounce for like the minimum like 15 bucks, unless you find them on sale. But that's a lot. So, and I feel like you have to, unless you really like that cushion foundation, you're gonna use it up and like either recycle the product or throw it away, right? So I hope you don't throw it away. I feel like it's just a waste. For example, the It CC Plus cushion, I'm pretty sure it's the same product as the regular CC Plus cream, but this one you're getting 0.47 fluid ounces in this big honking packaging versus the regular one, which I think it's like 1.07 or it's definitely more than 1 ounce. So you're getting half the product, and I think it's about the same price, and you're getting all this excessive packaging. So long story short, I don't like cushion makeup. This came in a set from QVC, and this was a gift. Anyways, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I'm filming this on the Wednesday after the holiday weekend. I'm trying to finish this up by dampening my beauty blender. This is the Boost No. 7 Hydrating Mineral Water Spray. Oh, now there we go. Anyway, so I'm filming this on Wednesday after the holiday. And I'm just having a really hard time getting back to the rhythm of things. I feel like usually November and December are kind of shot anyway. By the way, for those of you who are like job hunting or, you know, thinking of switching careers or jobs or whatnot, might I recommend to not do it in the 4th quarter, or at least in like November, December, because I feel like onboarding and that kind of stuff is a real pain when like 60% of the people are on PTO. Like I get it. Everyone is, you know, you save up your PTO throughout the year, and at the end, you know, you get an email from boss be like, oh, you have 20 days of PTO to take, you know, use it or lose it, unless you're in California, which I think labor laws is, I guess you get paid out on it, but it's highly frowned upon. So now, you know, all of a sudden people are taking, like, we have people on our team that's taking like every Monday and Friday off, so they work like 3-day weeks. It's glorious. I mean, I totally had my PTO planned out like that in my previous role, like before I jumped to this role. So like I totally get it. I would do the same thing. But I mean, if I knew what I was doing, if I not like a noob on the team, I would totally be on board with that. But now when you're trying to onboard and you're like backing people up and you don't really quite know what you're doing, then it can be a problem. You know what I mean? So I worked the day before Thanksgiving and like semi-worked on Friday. Seriously though, as I get older, the amount of caffeine I consume is going up exponentially. Whatever. Do I want to do another corrector? I guess. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Brightener, and then I'm gonna layer another concealer on top of it. I don't even know how my circles are getting so bad. Like, I think I'm getting a decent amount of sleep. You know how like studies have shown that like, oh, you should get like a minimum of 8 hours of sleep? Who the hell is lucky enough to get 8 hours of sleep? I'm lucky if I could get 6. What average adult work, what, like 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day? You be at work for 9 hours, you know. Most people go from like, what, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever. You take a 1 hour lunch. You get allotted 1 hour, but you know, I feel like most people work through their lunch anyway. You go home, you come home usually, what? Like, luckily, a lot of times I can work from home, but regular people, you get home at, what, like 6? With traffic and everything, you know? What? Oh, there it is. And then, depends on if you cook or order takeout. But either way, I feel like you're done with like adult stuff. You know, like, actually, I'm just kidding. I think you get done with the average like work, eat, you know, shower type of things, let's say by like 8, right? And then depending on what stuff you have on your to-do list, like if you have anything serious like, you know, looking for a house or anything like that that requires a little bit more prep, that cuts into your evening. And I mean, granted, like, you could potentially do that while at work, but I mean, like, depending on your work policy, right? So I feel like by the time I'm like actually done with things is like 10, 11. Recently it's getting a little worse because holidays, but before that I was able to, you know, be done by like 9 or 10. But recently it's getting a lot worse, and I don't know how. Probably that's where the dark circle is coming from. But long story short, not getting enough sleep. Sorry, I really shouldn't be filming these type of videos so early in the morning because I'm not really fully awake yet. But I mean, that's the only time I put on makeup. When I get home from work, or like when I get off from work, I'm not gonna like take off my makeup and redo it, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time. I hope you guys had found some good deals on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I had some like legit stuff on my list, like external monitor or possibly upgrading my personal laptop. But neither of that happened. I I saw some good deals on laptop. Costco had like an HP Pavilion laptop for like $550 off, so at the end it would have been like $800. So here's my thought process, okay? So I have an HP for work computer, and I have a MacBook Air for like personal. I'm gonna say something that probably get me hate, but I'm not really a huge fan of Mac computers. Like, I think I'm still more of a PC person. I'm like more used to it. And also like the monitor that I have, for some reason, like I got a port for it and everything, but for some reason I can't connect it to my MacBook. So like I was taking like a coding class, and you know how you have to open up like all these different windows and try to code and like follow along, and like I had to cram it on my MacBook Air, and it was just like too much, and I felt overwhelmed. And because I like really big monitors and I can like spread things out, you know, looking all pretty, but I couldn't do that. And because my laptop is work laptop, I'm like restricted into the amount of programs I can download and like stuff I can do, because they'll be like, okay, well, this is your work computer, why would you need to download like Atom on it, you know, like a lot of things like that. So I was thinking of just like investing in a Windows computer for personal use as well, and then, you know, Brian can just use my MacBook. But then I'm like, let's be realistic for a second. I barely edit my videos. I not really taking the coding class anymore, just because, you know, like I felt overwhelmed, so I stopped it. So like, why do I need an extra laptop? You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, fine, that's fair enough. So I'm not gonna get it. And then for the external monitor, and it's just kind of like, okay, well, the monitor you have still works and it's not gonna make or break you, I guess. So if you're not really editing videos, or like, because I kind of don't turn on, I try to refrain from turning on my computer unless it's for work, or like otherwise I'm just like browsing online, like shopping, you know what I mean? So like I don't really need that, so I'm like, okay, fine, I don't need it. But instead I spend like $400 on makeup. I know. Okay, I justified this by, oh, this is gonna be a long video. I justified this by thinking that this would be my last like big makeup spending year, because this is like good thing and bad, because we found a daycare for Ollie. Sorry, I had to get a refill for my coffee. Third cup, y'all. But yeah, as I was saying, so excited. We found daycare for Ollie. And also, I got a MAC, this empty palette. It's double-sided. I've started depotting some of my blushes. This is Tarte and this is Makeup Geek. I have like 8 Makeup Geek blushes, so but yesterday when I was doing this, Ollie was like all over the place, so I couldn't finish it. But so far this is what I have. So today I'm gonna use, what do I want to use? What is this? Spellbound. Boop. Spellbound. It's matte. It's neutral. Well, actually no. It's kind of like a bright mauve rose shade. By the way, if any of you ever see the Tarte Amazonian blush in Pampered or Tickled, grab them. They are amazing. So yeah, we found a daycare and we're kind of deciding on what time. We're actually waiting to hear back on what time they have availability. So we know at the latest it's going to be February 1st. But they're gonna try to see, because right now they're at a maximum capacity, and because you have like one adult per, you know, like 4 or 5 toddlers, so they're at maximum capacity right now. But like one family is kind of deciding if they are leaving like mid-December or January, but either way, you know, February at the latest. I don't know if it's just like our like area, or if daycare is just crazy expensive, just nationwide. But it is ridiculous how much daycare is. It's just unacceptable. It's like, so we've been looking at daycare since Ollie was like 3 months old. I mean, not to send her to daycare at 3 months, because I feel like that's a little too young. And like we're lucky enough to have my mom stay with us, so she's, you know, looking after the baby. But average, so we are in Bellevue, Washington, which I admit cost of living is pretty high, because we have all these tech companies like Microsoft, Amazon, all that, like in the Seattle area, right? I understand that people here make quite a bit of money, like more so than like, I mean, like we're not like San Francisco by any means, but you know, we're getting there. Okay, average daycare pricing for 5 days a week, average, I'm not talking about like super awesome daycare, average daycare, average pricing $1,800, like just average. Now I probably, if you move a little bit north or a little bit south, it's going to be cheaper. It's definitely over 1,000. So I'm like, the one that we really wanted, it had like a Mandarin program, and it had like curriculum, and it goes all the way to like pre-K or something. I don't know. It's like a pretty dreamy daycare for 5 days a week for a toddler, which they're 1 year old. For a toddler is $2,500. Like, are you kidding me? $2,500. I mean, like, granted, there are a lot of kids there. I'm sure that, you know, it's not like, some people might look at it like, oh, it's chump change, but like, you're spending $30,000 after tax a year on infant daycare. That's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm like really getting into it. I feel really strongly about this. Like, what do you expect people who have no help to do? Like, I mean, granted, we're fortunate enough that both Brian and I have decent jobs, and, you know, my mom's here to help. If we don't want to send Ollie to daycare, my mom can still stay here to help. But, I mean, like, we want her to learn social skills and all that stuff, right? So, like, and like, I can still work from home. Like, what if people don't have family nearby to help? What if you're a single parent and you have a kid and you have to go work 2 jobs? Like, who's gonna look after the kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how people do it. Fellow moms out there, like, what do you guys do? I just feel like daycare, or like actually like any type of education, should make parents' lives easier. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, granted, I get the whole liability thing. You know, you're looking after someone's child, and if something happened, and blah blah blah. I'm sure that those places have insurance and whatnot. But like, the people who look after the kids, like, you know how you go on Glassdoor and you check, like, you know, what positions make and whatnot. I looked up how much those teachers make for that $2,500 a month daycare. They don't make much. So where is that money going to? You know, so like, it's ridiculous. But the daycare that we're sending Ollie to is a Mandarin daycare. It's from someone's house. Like, they have like 3 or 4 teachers, and they have like about 12 kids there. And it's kind of like an immersive, like, Mandarin environment, because I really want Ollie to have a strong Chinese background, like to be able to speak Mandarin. And I think if you are growing up in a country where Mandarin is not the primary language, it is crucial that your first language be Mandarin, because the kid's gonna pick up on English no matter what once they start going to school, right? Because, you know, things are taught in English. You can't really, like, once your kid get to a certain age and their vocabulary and everything is developed as is, it's really difficult to send them to like Chinese school and have them be fluent in Chinese, you know what I mean? So the only chance for Ollie to speak like fluent Chinese is to be in an immersive environment and have it be her first language. I mean, or you can be like some other people can just like send their kids to China for summer, like for 3 months straight, and hope that they, you know, can pick up on Chinese, which I don't think we can do that. But that one is, so the one that we are taking her to, it's actually pretty, it's more affordable than some of the other ones that we checked out. But, you know, I was just shocked. It took us 8 months, almost 8 months to lock down on this daycare. I finally busted this back out. It's the Shan XO color with the ColourPop collab. I got this like 2 years ago. I haven't really used it much. This is in the shade Selfie. It's like a muted kind of a terracotta shade. Since we are going to be spending an exorbitant amount of money on daycare, that money is gonna come from somewhere, right? And we don't want it to come from our savings, or we don't want to mess any of that up. So we're going to be changing our spending habits in order to, you know, squeeze that money out. So coming up in 2017, you might not see, I mean, like, not that you saw a whole lot in 2016 because I didn't film it, but I will actually like legitimately not buy anything, because I feel like a lot of times it doesn't work, like the whole no buy thing, it doesn't work because technically you're just telling yourself you cannot buy it, but you could afford it. You know what I mean? Like in this case, we'll probably not be able to afford it. And like, this is what boggles my mind. Like, I look at, you know how they have studies like, oh, the average American income for the family, the average like median household income for a family of 4. I read somewhere it was like 50-ish. I'm not trying to be all like super personal or anything, but like for a family of 4, I look at my spending and I'm like, hell no, I cannot. Like, I don't get how people do it. So coming up in 2017, it's gonna be a lot more get ready with me and like maybe vlogs and like shop my stash type thing. Oh, I'm using Camel, my trusty shade. Oh, and for Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing, I placed like a huge order with ColourPop and also Anastasia. I was gonna do like a Sephora VIP sale, but I was like, let me just wait until I get the rest of my Cyber Monday, Black Friday haul in, and then I can do like a big one together. So that's coming. For some reason, I know people really like ColourPop for their shimmery shades, but I really like their matte. I mean, I'm more of a matte person in general, but like I feel like their shimmery shades is a little too much for me. You know how like in my last video I was all like, oh, I'm not into eyeshadow, blah 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 blah. But then I read on Nouveau Cheap's blog that Anastasia had like 60% off their single eyeshadows. I'm like, girl. And then like when my family and I are out shopping on Black Friday, well technically Thursday night, like they were just like plowing through clothes, and I'm there like trying to refresh my phone to get the site to work so I can place my order. Like I built my cart and everything, but the site kept on crashing. And then it's so frustrating because the site will crash, and then you keep refreshing it and they won't let you check out. They're like, your order cannot be completed because there's some items in your cart that were out of stock. And then like on the phone, like I have an iPhone 7, so not the big one, but like, you know, the screen is smaller, and it's really difficult to tell like which items are out of stock because I had a really long list. I'm like scrolling, and by the time I removed like that particular product from my cart, something else had gone missing, like out of stock. So I'm like, it was just kind of frustrating experience, but I mean, I can't really complain that much because I got most of what I wanted. And I really wanted to try the caramel eyeshadow, caramel, I think, because I think it's like it's in the same like mustardy tone that I really like with Camel by Bobbi Brown. But that one got sold out real quick, and I also wanted Birkin, and that one was sold out. But I will do a haul, but I just want to let you guys know like real quick like what I got. I got the sculpting kit. I got more of the Anastasia eyeshadow, the concealers. They were, I think, 50% off. And then I got a bunch of the single eyeshadows. Oh, but after I placed the order and my order was confirmed, and then I got a cancellation email saying that like the 8 pan and the 4 pan, like the eyeshadow palette, the empty one, because you get like, once you get like 8 shadows, you get like an 8 pan eyeshadow palette for free. So you can like put it in like the empty palette. So they were saying that that was canceled. I'm like, I need to call their customer care and see what's going on. Once I get my order, it's gonna take a while though, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll do a haul on that. My battery is about to die in like 2 seconds. And also I have like dry shampoo in my hair because guys, we're looking at day 5 hair. Don't judge. You guys know you're all envious that your hair, you need to wash your hair before day 5. Bet you wish your hair can last this long without washing, right? I'm just kidding. I know I'm gross. Okay. Sometimes when you get a little too sometimes when you get a little too into mascara and whatnot, and like before you know it, there's like mascara smudges everywhere. Well, that's as good as it gets today, guys. And then I'm gonna spray my face with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray. That'll wake you up. And I'm gonna finish my coffee. I'm gonna shake my hair out, and I'm gonna hope that, you know, crap doesn't hit the fan today. And I'm gonna drive to work. Okay? Anyways, thank you so much for spending some time with me, and hopefully you guys didn't mind the rambling, because this is what it's gonna be, okay? My get ready with me, it's just gonna be like me talking about nonsense. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, enjoy chatty get ready with me, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and follow me on Instagram because that's where I update the most. All my social media handle will be down in the info bar. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!